911, what is your emergency?
On Highway 81, just north of Terrell, in between Terrell and Ryan, Oklahoma. It's probably about 3 miles north of Terrell.
There's no way that's a deer.
No, and it actually looks like there's a piece of clothing maybe laying in the middle of the road now. I don't want to get too close.
No, this is another 911 call that's looking at it.
This video delves into the mysterious and tragic events of a weekend party that abruptly ended on September 4th, Labor Day, just 10 months ago. Our journey will unravel the key interactions and their fateful consequences leading up to that night. Together, we'll seek to understand what truly happened and uncover lessons from this heartbreaking incident. That weekend stands as a haunting reminder of the importance of responsibility and awareness, and the dire outcomes that can arise from their absence. By meticulously examining the events, we aim to illuminate the critical need for proactive measures to prevent such tragedies in the future. The events of that weekend left an indelible mark on everyone involved, a chilling reminder of life's fragility and the profound importance of making responsible choices. Sunday morning dawned after a night of revelry at the party house. The atmosphere was languid, the remnants of the previous night's festivities still lingering in the air. Some members of the group decided to venture out for more beer, leaving a few, including Caden, at the house. The remaining group relaxed, their conversations casual and lighthearted. They were young, seemingly carefree, and enjoying the last vestiges of their weekend gathering. There was no indication that tragedy lurked just around the corner, that their carefree afternoon would descend into a nightmare. The normalcy of the morning only amplifies the tragic turn of events that would soon unfold. It serves as a stark reminder that tragedy often strikes when we least expect it. As the day progressed, the group decided to venture out. A trip to the dollar store seemed like a good idea at the time, a mundane activity on an otherwise uneventful Sunday. The boys piled into an off-road vehicle, their laughter and conversation filling the air as they drove along the country roads. The casual nature of the afternoon, the seemingly insignificant decisions made, would later become imbued with a haunting quality. Every shared joke, every passing comment, would be replayed and dissected in the harsh light of hindsight. The contrast between the carefree atmosphere of the afternoon and the tragic events that would soon follow is jarring. It underscores the unpredictable nature of life and the importance of cherishing every moment. Foreboding video. As night fell, the atmosphere at the party house shifted. A verbal altercation erupted between Noah and Jack, their voices laced with alcohol-fueled anger. The argument, although heated, seemed to dissipate as quickly as it began. Caden, sensing the volatile mix of alcohol and heightened emotions, decided to document his younger cousin's intoxication and sent photos to his mother, who was worried about her niece. He filmed Noah and Brylan horseplaying with each other outside at 1:05 a.m. This seemingly insignificant act would later prove to be a crucial piece of evidence, a haunting reminder of the events leading up to the tragedy. Caden's decision to video these final moments foreshadowed the tragic events that were about to unfold. It highlights the importance of recognizing how things can seemingly be fine one minute, and just a few hours later someone lost their life. What happened in such a short window of time? What happened to Noah? Noah's dead guys. The discovery of Noah's fate. The early morning hours, The boys were sleeping, and what happened next would forever alter the course of their lives. Jack burst through the door, voice trembling with a mixture of fear and urgency. "Noah's dead! Noah's dead, guys!" yells Jack. Panic surged through the group as they realized the gravity of the situation. Noah was dead? Caden frantically searched the living room for his other shoe, his heart's pounding in his chest. The carefree atmosphere of the weekend evaporated, replaced by a chilling sense of dread. The time, 5:15 a.m., marked a pivotal moment, shattering the illusion of normalcy and thrusting the group into a nightmare. It serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the suddenness with which tragedy can strike. Pieces of a tragedy. The group's grim discovery and the arrival of help. The group's worst fears were realized when they seen Noah's lifeless body lying on the shoulder of Highway 81. The sight of their friend, so full of life just hours earlier, now still and lifeless, sent shockwaves of grief and disbelief through them. As they grappled with the shock of their discovery, a service truck driver was already on scene, talking to Jack. He immediately contacted the authorities, you would think, right? But that's not the case here. 911 wasn't called until 5:53 a.m., and Oklahoma Highway Patrol didn't arrive until an hour later. The discovery of Noah's body and the arrival of help marked the beginning of a long and painful journey of grief and mystery. It also highlighted the importance of seeking help in times of crisis and the critical role that first responders play in such situations, where they are responsible for securing the scene and maintaining control of what could quickly become total chaos. And indeed it did. Become total chaos.
Hello, everybody. Ow, sorry about that. Technical difficulties. It's been a minute. No, I'm just kidding. So, fashionably late. Shit, hold on a minute. No. So sorry. I just realized today's date, and it's her brother's birthday. I gotta tell my brother happy birthday, so una momento, por favor. Anyways, okay, that's for another. That was just anyways. Woo-woo. Anyway, squirrel. Okay, so listen. How the heck have you guys been? It's been ages. Miss Bia, Miss Lindy J. I don't know why I said Miss. Miss Fast Eddie, Miss American Honey, Miss George. Just get it faster. No. Cricket Day. And cousin. Oh my God. I didn't even know he had service on that side of the planet. Okay. Now, you guys hear that? That noise? You know what that is? Say what? No, oh my God, it's not a case of Twinkies, okay? It is. Oh, it is not the Hey Hummingbird It is one of those 7-pocket files called like a Pendaflex to be specific. It's like one of those elastic file folders that have like all the different pockets. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all know? You know? Yeah. But I have 2, almost 3 of them filled up with just the shit I printed out that that Miss Lynn DJ put together. Isn't that great? Want to talk about content? Ooh wee. I'm just kidding. I'm kind of no. I mean, I'm not kidding about the file folders. But I'm kidding about the content. That was a joke. However, man, shout out to Miss Lindy J because boy, she has. Listen, let me explain this to you in like not gibberish. So, I give Miss Lindy J a bunch of crap. I mean, it's like when I say crap, it's like crap. Like just my notes in the most oddest, unorganized. Just I mean, want to talk about clusterfuck? That is probably a very accurate statement. Clusterfuck, because it's the way my brain processes stuff. Not organized. Very. Anyways, well, she takes it and she makes it all pretty, and then she puts it in like terminology, makes it make sense, organize, and put like color coats it, and then gives me a legend of the. When I tell you guys, like, I'm going to show you because I printed it out, but I also have it in digital form. But listen, I'm so prepared, Ruben. I'm just kidding. Somebody send a shank signal because I even have like read along so that I don't have to be like, oh crap, my screen computer lock, I can't find it. When I click off a page, I can just look at it in front of me. And then Ruben can read the screen, but I can actually follow along and be like, listen, this is the most prepared this is as prepared as it's gonna get, y'all. So let me have my moment.
She just probably
no, but now I have but she takes all my notes. Like, I don't even think you know because I don't even show you because you would probably think I was like. Anyways, she doesn't judge me because she knows.
I don't judge you unless you go show them crazy shit.
Well, it is crazy because my note. It's just the way I write stuff down. Anyway.
I'm judging you, but it's okay.
Anyways, where's Miss Lindy J? You just gotta lock in and take over. What's that? What is that? Lock in and take over. I feel like he's talking shit. Eddie.
Well, he kind of deserves. He can do it.
For why?
Well, because you give him a lot of shit.
Whose side are you on? Anti-Hoosers. Yeah. Anti-Hoosers. Oh, look, I'm little now. Look, it's powered by Kaylee. I'm just kidding. Hilarious. I do my own research too, and we usually come to the same conclusion. Yeah, but her Edwina. Let me see. Okay. I'm looking. No, I'm looking right now. It better be the best thing I've ever seen. Gotta check Discord. Oh. Okay, hold on. Wait a second. I'm gonna mute. Be right back. No, not dodgy. Wait a second. Was this recent? Was this recent though? Because he sounds.
He's got the cackle on point though.
Oh man, if he laughed like that, people would probably like him more.
Yeah, whatever. That's a lie. He'd have to rip that fucking man card up.
Hold on. That is back me.
That's what?
Back me.
What is that?
Back me is what it sounds like.
Well, I don't know about that, but if he laughs like that, that man card's got to go.
His man card
A
will
whole wallet. He shouldn't even carry a wallet. He should just say, I carry a satchel.
Well, he's gonna be very upset you said that.
I don't give a fuck. I'd have to get fined too close. And I think I cleaned my truck out.
Oh man. Okay. So the only thing about this, uno momento, because guess what? My unorganized ass disorganized all these fucking. Okay. So we're gonna do this together. I wish I would have clicked that button that said number the
Here,
Oh, I know. Hey, I appreciate the shout out. We're like, Rev, fuck you so much. Thank you very much. You're just. I can always count on you to be just a weirdo. Just So that's just a very you thing to do. Appreciate it. Always keeping me relevant. Knee slapper. Fucking weirdo. How is Ruben doing?
You don't talk about the co-host now.
I don't know. He's slacking. I can tell you that. Somebody send a shank signal.
Float in the pool, leave him alone. Likes that shit.
I guess he's floating in the pool. Dang it! Hold on.
Obviously not face down, guys. He's on his back.
He floats very well. Yeah, we established this.
Oh, we'll be here later.
Okay, so I got the first. What? He was talking shit again. I guess so. Betty.
Oh, you trying to get us all on recording there, Betty? You wouldn't even meet us for dinner. You made some excuse.
No.
Stop.
No.
Now you're going to try to use my voice? Stop it. I'll say petty shit the rest of the night. Stop it.
Send it to Betty too. Well, you know what? You guys, because I'm just so nice and I don't allow myself to be monetized for this reason right here. It's fucking 30 seconds. I'm gonna motherfucking play it. Thug life, one wife. Just kidding, kinda. Alright, I gotta pull it up. 1 second. Kinda. Jeez.
Louise, what are you doing?
That's how many,
That's a lot. There is.
isn't it?
There's a little shit stain.
Stop the bull. Oh, that was easier than I expected. Ew.
Almost too easy.
Yep. I'm about to just upload it and so that I can play it again. Oh, I don't care.
She played.
That doesn't usually go well the last 3 times I won, so we'll see. I'm willing to run the risk. I'm bored. I need content.
There you go. What a way to get it.
I know, right?
All the way around the world.
Hey, it's
I mean, if anybody was ever most irrelevant.
I mean, he's only having content by bitching about me when I don't even.
Runner-up.
I mean, he's got to be like a month late, at least fucking $5 short at this point because that's how long it's been since I've been live. Much less I've been live and talked about his ass. But better late than never, bud. And he definitely didn't watch, but he can recite everything I said.
Yeah, but he doesn't follow your channel, right? Stalks that motherfucker.
Yeah. Good one. Okay. All bullshit set aside. Enough distracting from Edwina. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to play. I just have to. I'm being really petty right now. Y'all don't even know. I'm doing a lot of work to do this, but it's worth it. I got to convert it because it's being.
He speaks English. Why are you converting it? No, I'm just kidding.
I didn't say translating. Because from my phone to my computer. I could have just sent it, but I didn't want to pick up my phone. Wait. This is not the right one. Actually, it was. Sorry. Merge. That's probably why. So, get to striking.
This is completely off topic, but
Don't change the
did
subject.
Fumble ever hear anything about that trailer? Because it's a good way to put.
I don't know. I thought you were about to say it's Fumble's truck right there. I was gonna really get some kind of mad.
Up a map, it'll drive
Oh,
by.
oh yeah.
Remember, it's the one with the black rims.
The black
Keep
room.
in mind.
Thanks so much for that. Thank you so much.
He may wave at you on there on a little map thing.
You think so?
If you see
Cousin,
it,
you gonna wave at Google? Wave at Google Maps?
yeah,
Is that a love love? You even know what jokes you're cracking?
I do.
No, I don't think you do. What is
I
that?
heard about it. Because you can't not tell me. It's funny. Just store them back there for later. This arsenal. It's like you pick on Eddie, but different.
Bull Shiza. Eddie picks on me.
But he deserves to.
No, he's a bully.
I don't think so.
I mean, not as a big a bully as Fumble. Of course, he learned it from Fumble.
Yeah, but Fumble's
But
like, hey,
Fumble's like
I
next
did it.
level,
I
like
did it, but I
alpha.
dare y'all to do
No,
it.
Fumble is like alpha bully,
Yeah, he's
and you
like,
don't just wake up like that. You
Oh.
know that it takes a lot of
You're
dedication.
telling me I'm the bully all the
The
time.
the alpha bullies. It's an alpha,
Yeah, he's
alpha
like,
bully.
I can fuck with her, but everybody else will get a broke nose.
I guess.
That's the same way I treat you, but whatever.
No, I mean, he's a colt. I'm gonna drown the dog.
But I'd say, coming to a case, marketing just down to consistency. It happens. It's daunting because you don't know how to trying to learn Hollands. Oh my god.
Oh my God, Becky. Stop with your bullshit. Heaven forbid I have a life of my own. I know that's a foreign thing for you, little weirdo that hangs out in the room by himself all the time. So, bless your heart. I'll let you have your moment. It's a hostile takeover. I retreat. I'm just kidding. Oh, fuck my life. That was fun. Till you realize, like, that really was someone's live stream. Like, that was their content today. And I'm sure they went on and on. Wow, that's depressing for its followers. Where did the sound go? I don't know. Okay. So, this. You hear this? Hear my pimple? My paper crinkling? It means I'm serious. Okay. This is good stuff. So if you take notes, get your handy dandy notebook. Okay. He's turned. Yeah. Well. They've always kind of reminded me of each other. Anyway, no one there even knows. I know. It's bizarre. It's bizarre. Because they're forbidden from watching me, you know? Like, that's what grown people do. I guess. I checked your IP. I seen you watching her. That's it. You're next. Who's that sound like? Okay, joke's over. Time to be serious. Class is in session. Just kidding. Oh, crap. See, this is where it gets a little janky for me because I took them out of order. But I think this is right. Okay. No. Okay, yes, it is. Okay. Caden plus Tyler equals truth. Proof lack. Sorry, Jack is lying. Okay, now that brings us back to the title, which is If His Mouth is Moving, which is Jackie Poo. Because we know if that little lovely human being opens his mouth, he tells a different story every time he does it. Like, and nobody even is allowed to talk about it. Like, I mean, not nobody, because I do and I want, but I'm saying, like, if you get, that is the common thing, like, on these Facebook groups, like, if you say anything about Jack, man, these little trolls come out from under their bridges and just lose their ever-loving minds. Like, anyways, that's whole nother conversation. But, so, back to Bee's Knees. So, Caden's timeline of events, okay, is going to be on, hold on, the left side of the screen. And Tyler Hardy's is going to be on the right. Oh, yes, that's true. The right. Now, sorry, I can see this way more gooder than I was expecting. I don't even need my news. Oh, never mind. Okay. No. Anywho. So, according to Caden, which is, in my opinion, let me see. I feel like I'm yelling, so let me see if these headphones are charged. And better yet, Ruben is supposed to be doing this. I'm just kidding. I don't mind. Okay. Hopefully that's better. Because that was just bothering me. Okay. Now, I also have the timeline based off of the statement from Jack as well, just so that I can have something up to compare it to, just like by word for word verbatim, because I'm kind of refreshing myself. Okay, this is my game plan tonight. So I'm gonna get this in order eventually, you guys. I want to go through all these different statements, and I kind of just want to zero in every time there's a contradiction, regardless of who it is, by, and what it's about. We're gonna like focus on the contradiction itself, what it means, how it's said, who says it, how it's said, when it was said, like, and just break it all the way down. And eventually, something's gonna pop out that didn't before. I can just feel it. Like I just kind of have this hunch that I need to go back. Like I just keep having this feeling that the answers are there. Like there's no information that needs to be gathered. And listen, I might just be saying that because I'm freaking overloaded. You guys like don't even realize how much crap there is out here about this gosh forsaken case. But I digress. Um, I feel like the information is there. I just overlooked it or maybe didn't see it as relevant the first time. You know, shit changes and boy, like it at one point in time, it was changing literally probably every other day as far as like who was what and what was who. Like there's a lot of moving factors in this case, a lot of people and since then a lot of people that have talked to people that are now persons of interest in my opinion, allegedly. Oh, I need a I need a banner. Sorry, it's been a minute. Oh, anyways, that's gonna have to work. No, Nate, I don't think so. I think it's just you, bud. Oh god, that's hilarious. Stop it. If it's for real. That's fucking adorable. Oh man. Hair flip. Oh, I'm telling you, we're over here. Not that funny. It kinda is. You have it on the next slide. See, I just see that. No, I know that's what I was saying. I was looking for because I disorganized them. You feel like you're missing out on something? Probably more than two something. Okay. So back, yeah, stop with the bees knees. According to Caden, we got 5:15. So let me get out my notebook because I'm gonna write all this down again because it's just this is how my brain works. If I don't write it down, it's like I'm not reading it because I read so much useless stuff. I feel like that's what I have to do because if not, I would just be like, oh my god, probably like shorting out, like throwing sparks because my brain would be super overloaded. But anyways, I'm not even getting my big notebook because I literally just want to focus on timestamps and inconsistencies. Like, and I don't even know why. And honestly, like, I could have no revelation at the end of this, and this could just be a big just waste of time. However, it is like bothered me to the point it's stopped me dead in my tracks several times. Like, so I'm just gonna take it for what it is and just do it because who knows? Sorry, I didn't open a pen. 5:15 to 5:30. Okay, and then Tyler Hardy is at 5:53. So, all bullshit set aside, how much time is that to the minute if we go with the 5:20 time, which is what Caden says it was in between 5:20 5:25. But that's just a guesstimation. Like, he didn't look at his phone. The only thing for certain is when he looked at his phone when he woke up at 5:15. So, let me put stars. I'm just thinking out loud, you guys. So, worst case scenario, with both of them telling the truth, if we want to give both the benefit of the doubt, both being Tyler Hardy and Caden, 5:23 to 5:53, or 5:25 to 5:53 is what? 35, 45. So, a little less than 30 minutes, about. Okay, let me write that down. Because that's the window of time that we have to work with. Exactly. Okay. So all of this has to have happened in what, 27 minutes? 25. Okay, 28 minutes. So in 28 minutes, we have Jack's truck, a box truck, or a semi service truck, okay. But then it was a box truck like the first time, not a crude hauler. Okay. I'm just touching up on this. This is all accurate. Jib crane. That's significant for myself because that's definitely not what Tyler Hardy was driving. So we have to say 2 service trucks and a semi, but yet Hayden didn't see a semi truck driver. So who's to say that? And this is just something that I brainstormed that I don't know if I've said out loud, but I'm gonna say it now. What if the driver of the box truck, it was the same driver of the semi, he was just in something different? Because, or no, 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 no. Even if that's the case, that means that we have another truck driver. So, okay, that is where it gets fishy for me. Because now that means we have 2 service truck drivers and 2 semi truck drivers. Now, I don't know about drivers because, like I said, they could be 2 different. It could be 2 different trucks being driven by the same person because of the time gap. One could have, and that is so bizarre because guess who drives or works for a company that has on their description about themselves on Facebook that's public that they work for a oil crude transportation company. What? Oh my god. What is his name? Armstrong? Stevie's new boo boo? Not Lance. It's oh, if you know, you know. Landon, I think? Something with a L. I think it's Landon, now that I'm thinking about it. Okay. Back to bee's knees. Okay. So wait a second. Wait. I gotta move this. Sorry, you guys. You're triggered still by now. It's by choice. I can't see with that there. All right. All 3 boys get out of Noah's truck. That's true. Well, I choose to believe that's true. Allegedly, in my opinion. Fucking whatever. Blah, blah, blah. Sorry. Don't have time. On a roll. Noah, not. That is very. I have that like highlighted in red. Super. Like whatever extra. Like I've read over it 50,000 million times, but I have that like so many times in my notes, just in random places. It's kind of probably the way I write. You would think I had trips. Contorted. Noah's wearing black shorts. No shorts on the road. Yeah, because he had them on. So this is still in a very small window, which is should be way easier for Ellie or whoever is. I mean, at this point, I'm quite certain the. Let me not say that. Let me not say that. That would be mean. Blue's Clues could figure it out, you know? Like Paw Patrol chasing is on the case could have this like solved in a whatever he says. Something a mighty minute. Boom shakalaka. I might have seen that a time or two. Wearing two mismatched shoes. Hey dudes. Very, very good point. Not a Adidas slide or whatever. Adidas and a Hey Dude. Two Hey Dudes. And one of the Hey Dudes, according to Caden, was Noah's. Because Noah was wearing Hey Dudes there, not Adidas. According. And I can't really I choose to believe Caden because Caden is never he's been consistent and has never given me any reason to lie on even the times that I've talked to him. Personally, he's the same way, you know, and his story doesn't change no matter how many times you ask him, and he doesn't get frustrated when you ask him questions. He's very polite, respectful. He doesn't get like, oh my god, I've already answered this 50,000 times like some of the other kids that were there do. Like that, he's not defensive. He's just genuinely wants to help and wants justice for his friend ultimately, which apparently he's the only one that does because the other ones are like, let's just make this go away. But that is a big thing that I feel like gets overlooked because that means they're trying to, they being whoever says the Adidas and the Hey Dudes, like, okay, well, you should have to show proof or give a reason or some kind of eyewitness account other than, yeah, you know who. Um, the selfless sleuths. That I mean, if or if we're gonna do that, which is cool and all, you know, you can do whatever you want, but can we get a consistent one, like one that doesn't change when you ask it the next time? Like that would be great. Like I have my pen and paper ready. Like let's do it. I will be holding my breath. No, anyways, but they nobody has ever shown anything that Noah was wearing Adidas. Had an Adidas. Where's the other shoe? You know, that should be easy to compare it to. And it seems a little bizarre that they're trying to say, oh, that it was in Adidas because, but yet they put on whoever, allegedly, in my opinion, someone put on Caden's Hey Dude on them. So that's the thing that makes it sound so bizarre is why did he have on a Hey Dude and an Adidas? But if the real story, which is what Caden says, which I believe was true, was he had on two different Hey Dudes, that's a lot more easier to wrap your mind around because oh, this kid was drunk, possibly leaving in a fit of rage or out of anger or being some kind of distraught, probably distorted, especially considering the amount of alcohol consumed according to what they do admit to. That would make a lot more sense that the drunk kid leaving in a hurry grabbed very similar looking same size as far as as far as I know, the same size and same color. The only thing that was wrong was they were both the same shoe, as in one was a right shoe and the other one was a right shoe, but they were obviously different pair. But that makes a lot more sense. Like, okay, I could fucking switch that up and walk out the door before I realize it sober. Like you factor in all the other stuff, and I mean, Dude, I walk with 2 right feet. Like, it wouldn't even be weird. I'm just kidding. Not really. But, it makes it more the mysteriousness and the mischievousness and you know, where you start scratching your head because it's just little things like that that make it look way less like what happened. Okay, and we'll get to that. I'm even going to tell y'all what I think because boy, do I got a theory. So, anyways, service truck driver allegedly tells the boys to leave, and Hayden never sees the driver of the semi, Tyler Hardy, or Tyler's car or truck, whatever. Never seen the white shorts, which Noah ended up being found in. Uh, the little white car that's being talked about, we'll get to that, and volunteer firefighter or LE. Okay, now according to Tyler Hardy, which was one of the 911 callers, which is super bizarre because they're both named Tyler, but apparently they came in from 4:46 to 5:46 to 5:53. So like I don't know, 6 or 7 minutes apart. And like, almost like Tyler had 2 phones, a work phone and a personal phone, and called off of both because that's just my opinion. I don't know. I can't really tell because sorry. So from 5:53 to 10, according to Tyler, these are the vehicles that were on scene, which him being Tyler Hardy with a white Ford F-150 pickup truck and a crude hauler. And Jack supposedly arrives less than 10 minutes after Tyler said he pulled over and called 911. Not called 911. Brody, hush your face. So until the volunteer firefighters and and local law enforcement arrived around 6:15 a.m., which was that depends on who you ask. But I've heard it was Bub. I've heard it was Bub's little right hand man that just got arrested for the weird shit, whatever his name is, Cash, that guy. I've heard it was Jeremy, and then it was Jimmy, and then I've heard it was Jimmy, and then it was Jeremy, and that being the sheriff and the undersheriff. That keeps switching, which is weird. Then there's just a lot of possible people that could regardless. There's all these people that were in and out and on the crime scene and off the crime scene, and there's no log of it. We don't have no idea what they were doing, how long they were there, what they got when they were doing it, what they touched, what they left with, what they brought with them. And that's just like protocol one. I don't even care like what branch you're working for and what state, what county. Like there's protocols and procedures that everybody's supposed to follow that just didn't happen here. And it's like the normal thing from the way it's like not being rectified. I don't know. I haven't talked about at all. I mean, it just kind of gets grazed over like, oh well, that's you just kind of get what you ask for in Oklahoma. Like, what does that even mean? Like, oh God, so many problems, so disgusting. Anyways, so gross, so gross. So Noah was on his side, but not in the fetal position, according to um Jimmy Wilson, which is the undersheriff, which I heard such good things about him. Let me tell you. Noah was naked with white shorts on the road. He was wearing 2 mismatched shoes, but not 2 Hey Dudes. This is where the Adidas and Hey Dude comes in. Tyler never saw Caden or the boys, the service truck, the little white car, the black shorts, or Jack leave to go to the party house at 6:15, which is really convenient, if I must say. These two timelines and the events on them stand alone but fit together like two puzzle pieces. Everything in both statements can actually be factual because Caden's timeline takes place approximately 1 hour earlier than Tyler's. In addition, there's a video of Noah's black shorts being removed before Tyler Hardy comes upon the scene. Now that is shots fired. Boom, boom, boom. Ring-a-ding-ding. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Now that is what is not being talked about, which is very weird to me. I know I kind of like grazed around it and was like tiptoed around it, but man, the cat's out of the bag. I'm not going to talk about much of nothing about the fact that it exists and there is no sun in the sky, allegedly. I gotta say that. Oh God, I'm so sorry. I hate to say that, but I have to. Just because I have to. But allegedly, hypothetically, there is no sun out in the sky. Like it's complete darkness, and like there's headlights lighting the situation, and and people that are recognizable have been identified. Like the cat's out of the bag. Like we know who's standing there. Like it's not a matter of tiptoeing around it. But but because people haven't been arrested like they've been supposed to have, and like all these things are supposed to be going on behind the scenes that are not happening, that I'm very frustrated by. I'll tell you what. Y'all know Bub is standing there. And Bub is Bub has got his hands in the pot, if you know what I'm saying. Others were kind of like keeping watch, but it's not like, oh, I wonder what he's doing or how he, like it's not it's not a fucking picture, that's for sure. It's a video. It's a video. And what's even more disgusting is law enforcement has had possession of it for a long time. So unless they're doing a really, really good investigation and it's like super secretive and all this weird shit's gonna be like boom boom popping off, and then I'm gonna be like, oh shit, I gotta take all that back. Until then, there's some scroungy fucks. Because I don't understand. I don't understand what more is necessary. What are we waiting for? What are we waiting for? Like there's enough on that video that I don't understand. But we're gonna move on from that because that's really, really muddy waters at the moment. Because, like I said, huh? Oh, I know, but it's like it's weird that nothing's being done. But it's like, oh, if they're really doing something low key and it's just taking a minute, I'm gonna feel like an asshole because it's gonna be like, damn, I don't want to, step on any toes. But at this point, you don't have to move your damn toes and wiggle them or show something like, or is there any life in them things? Are you gonna do like, okay, come on, it's been a year. Why am I sugarcoating it? Like, do fucking something. Like, what the? It's bizarre. Sorry about that. So, some color codes. This is good stuff. Blue is Jack's timeline or statements. Purple, no. Well, magenta, if I'm saying that right, is Caden's timeline and statements. Pink is Tyler Hardy's timeline statements. Orange is reported by Ellie. Purple is Jimmy Williams, black is Jeremy Wilson, and red is Lies and Contradiction. Oh man, there's going to be so much red. I already know. Okay. So. So this is Jackie Poo. Jackie Poo, you know, the infamous Jackie Poo, one who always lies. There there's going to be way more red than this. Oh, yeah. Okay. So from 550 on, we have Jack goes out and gets in his truck. This is according to one of Jackie Poo's statements. Okay. 5:53, Jack texts his dad, Caleb, "I'll meet you at the lake. Bring me a hat." 5:53, convenient. Tyler Hardy calls 911 at the exact time. Very bizarre. 6:03, I saw lights, so I started slowing down. So I pulled over. I could see Noah in the headlights. Vehicles, yeah, that's according to Jackie Poo again. Vehicles when he arrived on scene. Semi truck. Tyler number 1. That's questionable because we don't know who Tyler number 2 is, or if there even is a Tyler number 2. It's not just Tyler on number phone 1 and 2. But anyway, there's lights on Noah, headlights. The guy in a little white car leaves before the cops show up. Okay. Guy in a little white car. And then a truck and the truck driver's boss. And that's a whole bizarre thing because Jack says that anyways, I'm sure it's in here, but he calls or text, whatever, I don't know. He said he had to call the truck driver's boss for him, which is weird because that means like y'all obviously are acquainted with each other. Do y'all work together? Like, why would you have to call his boss, and who, like, do you know his boss? Is it like who's his boss? I'm curious. Anyways, like, do you have the number you called, Jack? So 6:05, he called his dad to tell him, allegedly. Again, 6:15, goes to the party house, and according to Jack now, okay, goes to the party house and tells them about Noah. 6:15, the volunteer fire chief and a volunteer firefighter, Bub and Cash, and 6:18, the undersheriff. This is the arrival according to Jack. So we got Bub and Cash, who arrived first, like apparently, like, in unison. He didn't necessarily say they were together, but he didn't necessarily say that they arrived separately either. So take that for what it is. 6:18, you have the undersheriff Jimmy Williams arrives. Okay, which, man, if I had $1 for all the sketchy things I've heard about him. So then he's the only sheriff that arrives until OHP arrives, which we know who that was. The amazing, lovely, wonderful trooper, Jackie Poo. I roll my eyes. I'm not impressed with him either. But anyways, arrived on scene between 6:18 and 8:17. What a window. What a window. And that's according to Jack. Okay. Give that a minute. Because that's who he says arrived. But according to them, the little sketchy little officers, and the little statements they gave, like in the People's Magazine and all that stuff, that's according to their timeline. Because we don't get none of this in the autopsy. The autopsy just says the bare minimum. Y'all know. Anyway, so 6:20 goes back to the scene. We're back to Jackie Poo. I went back out there and just sat with all the guys and waited there for the cops to get there. What guys? Sat where? What guys? You say plural? Like, Just hanging out with the boys. Who was that? Did you know them? Were they familiar? Were they still there when the cops got there? Asking for a friend. Anyways, Jack said he was there when Ellie arrived. Weird. 6:20, according to Jackie Poo. Caden and the boys arrive at the scene and get out of car. Then 6:24, Sheriff Jeremy Wilson arrives. 6:25 to 6:30, boys are told to leave by the truck driver, but Caden never saw the truck driver. And then 6:40, Caleb and Granddad arrive. That being Jack's granddad, Caleb's father. Okay, now, wait a second. If we're playing I Spot a Contradiction, you can't start yet because it's not fair. I haven't laid all the information on the table. So it gets worse. Caden's timeline. Okay. 2:42 a.m. Caden's mom calls and wakes him up, and Jack is still awake playing beer pong with others. Not just Jack. Jack and Noah playing beer pong together. And I feel like that's really important too, because that's something that I know for a fact that I've seen with my own eyes. I've seen the raw records. I've seen the phone logs. I've seen his mother's call logs. I've seen his call logs. I've seen his text message exchanges. I've seen his mom's text message exchanges. I've seen the interactions with her sister-in-law. I've seen their interactions with her niece. I've seen the time-stamped screenshots from the Find My iPhone app or the, what's it called? Gosh bless it. I think it was Find My iPhone, but it might have even been that other one, Life 360. Regardless, they're time-stamped with GPS locations. Like, I know for a fact these things and these timestamps are the only thing that you can say are black and white, can't be changed, can't be manipulated because they just are what they are. They are what they are. People lie. Phone records, however, do not. They stay the same and they're consistent. Okay. So I just wanted to say that because that's a timestamp that we know that Noah was alive and well and still drinking, which is at 2:42 a.m. because we have an even smaller window, which is about to crunch down even more after we factor in all these weird ass statements made by Jack and then factor them into what Caden said and then what Mikey has said, what Brylan hasn't said, what Carter said, what Stevie keeps saying, and then more importantly, what Caleb and Jack said. Okay. So this is gonna be like, if you're new here and new to this case, put your seatbelt on, buckle up. Shit's about to get bumpy. Very bumpy. Okay. So at 5:15 a.m., Jack busts through the door saying Noah's dead. Noah's dead, guys. From 5:20 to 5:25, Caden, Isaac, Rylan, and Mikey arrive on the scene. At 5:30, the service truck driver was pretty pissed off. He said, "Y'all need to get the fuck out of here." And they do. 5:33 a.m., back at the house, the other boys go back to sleep, and Caden watches TV for an hour with Logan. 6:45 a.m., Renee Millen shows up to the house with husband, daughter Stephanie, and daughter's boyfriend. Renee tells Caden and the boys they need to leave before Ellie arrives. She takes all the guns and puts them in her car, and she also tells Caden to take all the beer home with him and was at the scene prior to going to the house. Now that, I cannot stress enough, is something that we got to double down on over here. Because this is, in my opinion, when the fucking shorts got exchanged, okay? Because now we have this window before the cops got there and before the fucking 911 callers got there where Caleb was on scene, or at least Jack, maybe not Caleb yet, but I believe allegedly in my opinion, it was Caleb too. But if nothing else, it was Jack and it was Renee and whoever was in that fucking car with Renee, okay? And I think that's whenever they changed the shorts and handed off the black shorts and the white shorts because later, guess where allegedly, according to the sofa sleuths, the Noah's black shorts were at when they were picked up by Jack, who was given to Caleb, and then by law enforcement, and then they gave them to Dalen, which is Noah's brother. Guess where those black shorts were found, allegedly by law enforcement? In the bathroom floor. Okay, well, guess what? The first thing, according to Renee, which I even have these exact statements written by her, where she's defending Jasmine with the weird Snapchat, says that the first thing that she does when she gets there was she came in the house and she used the bathroom. So now we know that she was on the scene, undocumented, have no idea what she did, who was there, what she did, what she got. She immediately leaves the scene after being there for 30 minutes, her words, not mine. And the first thing she does when she gets out of her car at the party house is go straight to the bathroom where Noah's shorts were later found by Ellie. Okay. Good one. Okay. Let's play along. I wonder how they got there. No. Renee, stop the bullshit. So, 7 o'clock, Caden drops off Brylan and Mikey together at one house and Isaac at another. I think it was Mikey at one house and Brylan and Isaac at another. Not that it matters. I believe what I remember, but don't quote me on that. But regardless, 2 of them. I think it was Brylan and Isaac. But anyways, 8 and 8:10, Caden arrives home and tells his parents what happened, and that is not only on the phone records, it's also on their security camera, like him walking in the door with a timestamp. So there's that, and I've seen all of it. So Tyler's timeline. Tyler number 1 called 911 at 5:45. 5:45, Tyler Hardy arrived on scene. 5:48, Tyler H called 911, which is Tyler Hardy, because now it gets real fucking fuckery. There's 2 Tylers. 5:58, Jack arrives. 6:15, volunteer fire chief and the firefighter arrive, which is Bub and Cash. So then at 6:18, the undersheriff Jimmy Williams arrived on scene, and he was on scene from 6:18 to 8:17. So he was pretty much just there until Trooper Wright got there. 6:24, Sheriff Jeremy Wilson arrived. Better late than never, Sheriff. Better. Way to be diligent. 7:31, questionable, because I don't really know what time is supposed to be what in the fucking autopsy. Super confusing. That's when Zachary Wright arrived. Well, old faithful Zachy Poo. Old faithful to do nothing. That's got weird ass involvements in these weird ass accidents that weird ass Caleb never is held accountable for. Isn't that weird? But say weird one more time. 10 a.m. The 2 Tylers leave the scene. Weird. Super weird. Here. Some more weird stuff. Dang, I thought I disorganized these. It's probably going to get janky here in a minute. When Jimmy Williams, which is the undersheriff, his timeline. So he arrived at 6:18 a.m. according to him, and there were 5 people on scene. 5:45 to 6:14, we got Tyler number 1, Tyler number 2, just kidding, Tyler Hardy, Jack Newton, the Terrell fire chief, Terrell, whatever, Cash also, and volunteer firefighter. Then we have 6:18, Undersheriff Jimmy Williams said from 6:18 to 8:17 only 2 people arrived. So, and that was at 6:24, Jeremy Wilson, and 7:31, Trooper Wright. Now, combined timelines, 2:42 a.m., Caden's mom calls and wakes him up, and Jack is awake playing beer pong with Noah. That's important. 4:48, witnesses see 3 people on an ATV leaving the location of Noah's body. This time, they didn't say unequivocally whether they saw a body on the ground or whatever. They just said that they seen a 4-wheeler coming out, like darting towards the road from that general area, and it startled them because the headlights like came out of nowhere and it was late, but they, it was so fast and startled them. They didn't look and see if there was a body on the ground, and they wouldn't have been able to see anyway. But this is something that is very, very credible in my opinion. And anyways, it's verifiable. Not going to say how, but it's verifiable. The person is out there. I'm not going to publicly say their name, but they've spoken publicly and it's not hard to find what they've said. I'll just say that. Just type it in a search bar somewhere. Any Hoosers. 5:15 a.m. Jack burst in. Noah's dead. Noah's dead, you guys. And this is what Miss Lindy J believes. And at this point, I don't know that I don't believe it as well to get the white shorts. Unless he's just really there. No, I don't think he gets the white shorts, honestly. I'm gonna disagree. I think because I think the shorts was done by Renee at a like closer to when she got there. And I think that's why she went I don't know that because you know what? Renee would have white wrestling shorts because her son wrestle as well. Not to mention she could have had a pair from she could have stopped and picked it up from Jack's house on the way because she was there 30 minutes prior. I think that's when the exchange was done. She could have met Caleb, as a matter of fact, or Colton and Travis. Because don't think for a second their little fucking sneaky weasel asses are not involved somehow. We're gonna get to that because they have done some weird shit afterwards that just for them not to be involved is like, well, you weren't even on my radar, but then you went and did some shit like this, and now it's like, now you gave me no choice. So here we are. So 5:20 to 5:25, Caden, Isaac, Brylan, and Mikey follow Jack to the scene. 5:30, the service truck driver was pretty pissed off and tells Caden and the boys, y'all need to get the fuck out of here. And they do. Jack stayed, then left again. What happened during the 15-minute period? 5:45, Tyler 1 called 911. 5:45, Tyler Hardy arrived on scene. 5:48, Tyler Hardy called 911. 5:50, Jack goes out and gets in his truck. Jack texts his dad, I'll meet you at the lake, bring me a hat. And honestly, all the weird shit that's happened with a hat, and I know y'all don't listen to it, it's the devil, but as many times as I hear it on that Squawk Box, I feel like there's something that to me is like code for something like, hey, because listen, Noah's hat's never found, okay? And listen, this could just be me and like super fucking conspiratorial, which is possible, it's all right, but I'm still gonna say it. Allegedly, in my opinion, blah, blah, blah. Disclaimer, disclaimer. Do your own research, form your own opinion, blah, blah, blah. I think that was code for saying, hey, don't forget to take the hat. Because what's never been found? Noah's hat, Noah's wallet, the other shoe, his shirt. Maybe that was because Caleb who was actually cleaning the scene and was arrived way before he's alleging that he got there. In my opinion, allegedly. I think that was his way of saying, hey, you forgot the hat. And probably sent Colton or something. Because I think they got taken somewhere on a boat ride or, burnt or something. But I honestly think they're somewhere in that fucking lake that he just so happens to live on. That's just my opinion. Just had a epiphany one day and it was just like, oh, I wonder if something could be there. No, I'm just kidding. Or it could be buried somewhere. I don't know. The Squawk Box says weird stuff and says a lot of stuff that makes me think it was burned, which would be the most smart way. But I don't think we're dealing with a bunch of scholars, believe it or not. I just think there's more to that bring me a hat. Because I think it created a paper trail of a timestamp, a timeline when he was supposedly so that his phone would ping. And I also think it was he genuinely needed to talk to his dad and didn't want to say much on the phone because he knew eventually they would probably be scrutinized. Or maybe he didn't. I don't know. He's been pretty cocky that I don't think he necessarily thought his phone records would be public. But he's also an idiot. So 5:58, Jack arrived for the second time. 6:03, I saw light, so I started slowing down and pulled over. I could see Noah in the headlights. Sunrise is at 7:07 a.m. on September 4th of 2023. Semi truck number 1 was there when he arrived on scene. Lights on Noah. There's a guy in a little white car, leaves before the cops show up. Was this person there with Jack before Caden went to the scene? Whale. Whale. I can't even say anything about that because I don't know. But I do know a person who drove a little white something. It might not have been a car, but I don't know if that's just how it's referred to, but it's like an SUV. But it got sold since then, which is a pattern too, so I won't say who. But I don't know. Maybe it was fucking Carter. Who knows? A truck driver's boss. 6:05 called his dad to tell him. 6:15 goes to the party house and tells them about Noah, Tyler Hardy, and never saw Jack leave. 6:15, the fire chief and volunteer firefighter Bub and Cash. 6:18, Undersheriff Jimmy Williams arrives. Only sheriff and OHP arrive on scene between 6:18 and 8:17. And at 6:20 goes back to the scene. He said, I went back there and I just saw I sat there with all the guys and waited for the cops to get there. 6:20, Caden arrives. Caden and the boys arrive and get out of the car. Then at 6:24, Sheriff Jeremy Wilson arrives. 6:25 to 6:30, boys told to leave by truck driver. Caden never saw truck driver. 6:40, Caleb and granddad arrive. Caleb and Caleb's dad. 6:45, Renee Millen shows up to the house with husband, daughter, Stephanie, and daughter's boyfriend. Renee tells Caden and the boys they need to leave before Ellie arrives. She takes all the guns, puts them in her car, and she also tells Caden to take all the beer home with him at the scene prior to going to the house to get black shorts. I think she was there to put them there, honestly. 7 a.m., Caden drops off Rylan and Mikey together at one house and Isaac at another, then he goes home. 8 to 8:10, Caden arrives at home and tells his parents what happened. 8:17, Jimmy Williams leaves the scene. And then at 10 a.m., the two Tylers left the scene. Okay. Others said to be on scene. At 6:30 a.m., you got Renee Millen, who comes to get the black shorts. I think she brought the black shorts to the house, in my opinion. 6:40, Caleb Newton and his dad. 7:30, Victor, which is Noah's dad, and Dalen, which is Noah's brother. Madison is questionable. Ashley, I don't think they ever went to the scene, but I don't know. I don't know if they have or not. And then Robin and Keith, which is his aunt and his uncle. I don't know if they ever went to the scene or not. But they talk like they did, so they might have. It might have just been way later, because I know Madison drove from Texas, and it was a long drive. I know she did talk about that, and it was a miserable drive because she was just like on pins and needles with the anticipation, because all she knew was that he was hurt, but not like how bad or the extent. Now, position of Noah's body, which is something super bizarre because it just shouldn't change. Okay. Caden, not in the fetal position on his side, but his chest was face down into the asphalt, head turned to the side, looking back, arms sprawled out and legs sprawled out. Okay. Then Jimmy Williams, the undersheriff, says, not laying in the fetal position. Okay. He was laying somewhat on his side, but I wouldn't say he was in the fetal position. No, his legs were straight and his arms were not tucked into his body. Okay. Jack, he was lying on his side. His knees were kind of pulled up to his chest a little. 4 different quotes. So like this, he said this like, 4 different conversations, but these are the time they're most similar. So Jeremy Wilson, which is the sheriff of Jefferson County, says Noah was naked and on his back with a couple of teeth laying next to his body. Why is this one different? Bizarre, right? Sheriff and the undersheriff, if nothing else, should match no matter what. They should be on the same page, seeing the same thing. Considering it's only, less than 20 minutes between one arriving and the other? Like, if that, I think. So they should be, like, identical. Bizarre. Tyler Hardy says Prescove's body, this is a direct quote. Prescove's body was lying on its side totally naked except for mismatched shoes, with a pair of shorts lying on the road about 25 feet away. It was, I'm not going to say the fetal position because it wasn't, but his legs were bent and his back towards facing the road. His legs towards the ditch. His head was kind of just there, right along. His whole body was along the white line, laying on what would be his right side. Dalen, in a fetal position, covered up with a tarp or a blanket. What the fuck? Okay. What was Noah wearing? Yeah, huge. This is where I got it out of order. But, okay. What was Noah wearing? According to Caden, black shorts and 2 mismatched hey dudes. One of the other boys with Caden backs up his account. Tyler number 1 does not mention Noah being naked or shorts being on the road. But Tyler Hardy says naked except for 2 mismatched shoes, not hey dudes, not 2 hey dudes, and the shorts are on the road. Williams, undersheriff, says he's naked when he arrived. Shorts were folded next to Noah. According to the sheriff, Wilson, he says Noah was naked. And according to Jack, he was wearing 1 shoe. That's it. And why does only Jack say 1 shoe? Weird. Now, Jack's contradicting statements. Jack told Caden that you've got all the times all wrong. When y'all came to the scene, it was light outside. Ask Sweat and all of them, as in Brian Sweat or Sweet. I think it's Sweat. And all of them. Jack contradicts himself in several of his statements of what he did that morning. One statement, I saw lights, so I started slowing down. I pulled over. I could see Noah in the headlights. It actually would have been dark at both 5:15 and 6:15 a.m. because sunrise on September 4th, 2023 was at 7:07. Bold-faced lie. Damn, Miss Lindy J coming in here dropping fucking truth facts like napalm. All right. That's true. Very true. Moving on. Jack said he went back to the house at 6:15, not 5:15. But Jack said he left the scene at 6:15 to go to the house, then went back to the scene and just sat and waited with all those guys for Ellie to show up. Ellie showed up at 6:18 and 6:24. Tyler Hardy never saw Jack leave. Jimmy Williams said from 6:18 to 8:17, the only 2 people to arrive on the scene were the sheriff at 6:24 and OHP at 7:30. If he had gone to the house at 6:15, he not only would not have been back before Ellie arrived, but he certainly would have not been able to sit and wait on them for any length of time. However, all of his statements would be possible if he went back to the house at 5:15. Bold-faced lie. And another truth for Caden. Okay, now we're not done with Jack's contradiction. When I tell you Jack said Caden and the boys went to the scene at 6:15 and not 5:15. Jack confirms that Caden and the boys did go to the scene. Tyler Hardy never saw Caden and the boys. Caden and the boys never saw Tyler Hardy. Caden and the boys never saw L.E. Jimmy Williams, undersheriff, says when he arrived on scene, the following people were there. Tyler number 1, Tyler Hardy, Jack Newton, volunteer fire chief, and the volunteer firefighter. The only others to arrive from 6:18 to 8:17 were sheriff at 6:24 and Zachary Trooper Wright at 7:31. According to undersheriff Jimmy Williams, Caden and the boys could not have gone to the scene at 6:15 a.m. So again, Caden's descriptions of events also doesn't work with the 6:15 a.m. timeline, but works perfectly with the 5:15 a.m. timeline. Bold-faced lie for Jackie Poo again. So now these are statements only made by Jackie Poo. So number one, she even numbered them because listen, she's the bomb, and you don't even know how much of a clusterfuck this is for her to do. Like, shout out to Miss Lindy J again. She is the real MVP. Anyway, Noah passed away around 4 a.m. Okay, there was zero traffic through that area when Noah passed until he was found, and the eyewitness account that says they saw the weird ATV thing that was at 4:48. Okay, he says he found Noah. He being Jack. There was a guy in a little white car on the scene when he arrived, but they left before Ellie arrived. A truck driver and his boss were on scene when he arrived. Jack also said, I called the truck driver's boss, which is super weird, that it was light out, not dark, when they went to the scene. And sunrise is at 7:07 that morning. Noah was only wearing one hey dude and nothing else. Why would Jack say this? That's a very good question. Conclusion. These are just a few of the contradicting statements that Jack Newton made regarding this case. There are many more, but only the ones related to finding Noah on the roadside that morning and the two conflicting timelines are mentioned here. We will discuss more of his contradicting statements in another presentation, and she does. Jack admits that Caden and the boys did in fact go to the scene that morning, and his own statements prove that they could not have gone there at 6:15 a.m. or that he could have gone back to the house at 6:15 a.m. The only time that they could have gone to the scene, and the only time that fits with all the other statements, events, and arrival times is if Caden and the boys were at the scene from 5:15 to 5:30 a.m. when then Tyler Hardy and all the others arrived at 5:48 and after the 6:15 a.m. timeline. Jack, however, was there during both timelines. The first time to put Noah there and to help set up the scene, and the second time to pretend to drive up and discover the scene. Chocolate. This is good stuff. I believe Jack may have gone to the house at 5:15 a.m. to get the white shorts to change Noah into. I think this was an afterthought in case the black shorts contained evidence of or the DNA of those involved. Bingo bango. Caden and the boys were not supposed to follow him back, so they had to get rid of them, which is why the service truck driver told them to get the fuck out of there. I believe in the middle of trying to change his shorts, they were interrupted, which is why he had on no shorts, and the white shorts were thrown in the middle of the road. Bingo, bango. I believe that Renee showed up on the scene to get the black shorts and took them to the house and put them on the floor in Avery's bathroom. Oh, this is beautiful. That is exactly what I think. We think so much alike. So one timeline or two. Every time Jack opens his mouth, he contradicts himself. The biggest mistake in his story was to try to combine the two timelines. The two timelines separate and on their own work and even support and back each other up. However, when you try to merge them together, it just proves that these two timelines of events did not happen at the same time. So instead of everyone trying to decide which timeline is true and which one is not, they should open their mind to the fact that both Caden and Tyler's timelines are both true and they took place an hour apart. Oh my god. She just fucking cracked the case. Boom, there it is. Wham bam, thank you, ma'am. And that's just one PowerPoint, okay? One. Like, I'm gonna drown this dog. She has part two. Okay, this one is even more like if you didn't think the timelines were bad because of the statements, well, after this one, y'all are gonna be like, oh, what the fucking fuck? Like, nothing about this shit adds up, okay? Nothing. Nothing about the autopsy, nothing about what people are saying. It's fucking bizarre, okay? Let me pull out my handy dandy copy of this because I printed it. So I'm no virtue. Okay. Boom shakalaka. And transcript. Okay, I got it. So. Oh, don't say good job to me. This is all Miss Lindy J. I'm literally just presenting it. Like that. Well, I provided her with all the clusterfuck information, but she did all that herself. Like, all credit goes to Miss Lindy J. I'm just up here reading it because Ruben doesn't love me anymore. I'm just kidding. Anti-Hooters. Thank Miss Lindy J. All thanks to her. Oh, man. Okay. And credit. Sorry, that was weird. So. Oh, man, she even put trigger warnings, so I don't even have to do that. See, look, she is. Bingo, bango. So let's put one fact to rest up front. Noah's injuries did not take place where he was found. Let me prove it. Trigger warning, trigger warning. The lack of blood at the scene. So the following slides contain pictures from the death scene of a person with only one head wound. Okay, so let me preface this. This is not Noah. This is not from Noah's autopsy. It is just a image from Google Images, just so that you can see yourself, okay? Now, the lack of blood at the location where Noah's body was found proves all on its own that Noah was placed at this location after the wounds were sustained at another location. Let's take a look at how much blood one head wound can result in. One, uno, oh no, no, one, 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 one. Okay. Again, trigger warning. This is a crime scene with a single head wound, several different angles, and probably different crime scenes. Maybe the same ones. The two top ones for sure look the same. Not sure about the bottom. Regardless, lots of blood. They bleed profusely. Okay? Again, trigger warning. But there was not blood like this on the side of that highway, you guys. Here's more. One head wound. One. Even look, and that's even the second one up here in the right hand corner. That one even looks like it's been attempted to be cleaned up. And look how much you can still see. That's a lot of blood. Okay? Again, trigger warning. Lot of blood. One head wound. One. What is wrong with this picture? This is what we're supposed to believe is the drop of that's all that was there, the drop of blood. This is a crime scene photo. So this isn't like, oh, they got the cleanup crew. Like, no, you can still see the chalk. It's just circle. Like, this is all that we're supposed to believe is there. Okay? Noah had at least 3 wounds, if not more, to the top and sides of his head, which included a 4-inch by 2-inch wound to the bone, which would have been bleeding profusely. Okay? Like a scalping like injury. Okay? The scalp and the face have lots of blood vessels that are close to the surface of the skin. This causes even minor injuries to bleed heavily. Anybody that's bumped their head or scraped their head knows they bleed like, oh my God. The only thing that bleeds more is like your mouth, you know? A stuck pig. I don't know. He also had numerous blows to the base of his head, which caved in the back of his skull, the back of his neck, which separated his skull from his spine, as well as doing damage to his brain, all 3 parts of his brain stem, and had in his entire left cerebellum. Okay, that is some extensive brain damage, not just internally, but externally. Like that's brain bleeding both superficially, like outside, and also brain bleeding on the inside. Like that is some When I tell you that takes some force, like you're not just gonna do that bumping your head, like falling, walking. Like, no, 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 no. So Noah was bleeding from a 4 inch by 2 inch open wound to the bone, both of his ears and from his mouth and his nose. If in fact his nose was broken, as his family stated, yeah, broken noses bleed bad, bad, bad. Okay. Now there would very likely be at least the amount of blood in those pics, if not more, in the location that Noah's wounds were inflicted. Okay. Now listen. I know y'all don't listen. Ruben ain't up here, so I'm gonna take advantage of it. What? Okay, I'll check right now. But if Ruben was here, I am reading chat. Don't yell at me, American Honey. It hurts my feelings. I'm just kidding. Kinda. Let me check. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Okay. Ah, sorry. I just got super distracted. Um, okay, the most recent one you just sent me down. Remove, present, slides, new, recent. Um, found it. Uploading 903. Let me make sure. Let me make sure. Hey. 903. Got it. Bingo bango. Bingo bango. Bingo bango. That's interesting. Stop yelling at me. I got it. Goodness. Oh my god, I'm like, where am I? I'm way up here. I'm like, me. Mm, Oh, I could also take advantage of Ruben not being here. Bingo bango. Damn Betty. She's got me saying that shit like crazy. Yo. Sorry. Bingo bango. Bingo bango. Bingo bango. Okay. I gotta show y'all this because I was like going crazy. And I know I'm way behind, but listen. I know she's done several spirit box sessions since then. But this one caught my attention. Has been really screaming at me. So listen to this for 2.5 seconds. And listen to why I'm like gasping. And I'm gonna stay like unpaused or unmuted, whatever.
A girl at a truck. I'm pretty sure it's Carter. That if Jack is saying he's afraid, that's why I feel there's young boys, I think, and maybe a female that picked him up and took him to the party. He could have been meaning that, or he may have been meaning they drove me there, meaning the highway, and dumped his body there. So, yeah, it's very interesting. He mentions Mikey, he mentions Brylan, a couple together and got caught by Jack. Now, he wouldn't, Caleb, which is in a bat, something about. Did you feel tricked because they got you back to the party? Were you meeting up with Carter at a truck?
This boy Jack. Okay. First of all,
What kind of vehicle was used on Noah?
Super confident. And then after
No,
Joe assist. Okay. There just so happens to be somebody named Joe that that was in charge of the dove hunt. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe it's a different Joe.
secret.
on the tracks.
On the tracks. Okay. There's only railroad tracks right there. Hello. Was Noah like leaving, trying to leave, and they ran up on him right when he got to the tracks? Is that where all the bloods are at? What are you talking about? On the tracks, or like on the tracks of the ATV, like where the ATV flipped over, or did the ATV flip over on the railroad tracks? Because that would make a lot more sense about this accident, unless there was an accident that happened, as in like they didn't mean to. Oh, I didn't mean I wanted to beat him. I just didn't want to beat him until he was dead. That kind of accident. Tomato, tomato. I'm being so condescending or facetious.
Was there an adult male at the time hurting Noah?
Was sent to
Who
watch.
killed you, Noah?
What? The rail car? The wash. Okay. Like,
Sneaking. Betrayed with him.
betrayed with him. Okay, well, I just so happen to know a little something. Something about a little story about Jackie Poo betraying Noah by sleeping with his girl, Phelan, okay? And I believe that Noah was getting even and messing around with Carter to get a reaction or a rise out of Jack so he'd know how to feel, because that's what boys do. Boys will be boys, You hurt my feelings, now I'm gonna hurt yours. And whatevs. That's just what I think. Allegedly, in my opinion.
Counter.
What vehicle was used on you?
See, and I think that means because Carter was clearly down. If you can see any of the videos or interactions, like they're all over him, and he's not giving any of them really the time of day. Like, but I can guarantee you with a little bit of a what's the word? Effort. He could have absolutely, like, Carter would have been down. And I've been told by people that know them, like personally, that were maybe you're not there at that party, but maybe at other parties, and they said that Carter is visibly more attracted to Noah when she's drunk. So there's that.
His truck.
We'll hide his truck. Okay. Well, that would be weird. Let's keep going.
Locate, it says. Do you want us to locate his truck?
Well, he sold it.
There's
sold it.
evidence under the truck, I think, guys.
He sold it.
Was Caleb Newton at the party that night, Noah?
They would send text.
So did
Imagine
Jack
that.
call him in the morning to come and help cover it up? So
Yeah.
were you meeting Carter up in a truck, were you? Who killed you, Noah? What happened in the shed?
Was in the driveway? Okay, well, that just so happens to be where there's an allegedly in a video, another video, that supposedly Brylan posted on his Snapchat, but later deleted, of Jack and Noah fighting in the driveway, like in the gravel behind the trucks. And that's so weird because he's got a gravel rash on his back. So isn't it kind of weird when things just add up that are not like part of the timeline? You know? Yes. Yes, Miss Lindy J knows what I'm talking about. Yes, yes. I digress. I keep going. I haven't seen the video myself, but I've talked to someone who has, and I think it's legit. No, that was, yes, that was It would have been wee hours of Monday morning, like right after the slap fighting video. It's like right after that, from what I was told. It wasn't time stamped, but Noah was wearing the same thing, allegedly. Yep, I agree.
Oh, yeah. What you did.
Who saw you dying, Noah? Did you die in the house or outside the house? Who put Caden's shoe on you? What do you want to say to Carter?
Yes.
Were you run over? Were you found in a truck with a girl? What do you want to say to Jack? Who tricked Noah? They tricked you to come back to the party, did they? Who drove you to the highway and put your body there? Who did that?
Tree.
What tree?
Tree. It's interesting it's mentioning a tree. What happened at the tree? What's at the tree?
Okay, his blood. There's a lot of blood somewhere. Miss Lindy J's PowerPoint that we're about to go back to. There was a lot of blood somewhere. Where's this fucking tree? I digress.
The quickest way to relieve neuropathy. These are 3 symptoms that are signaling you could be very close to losing your foot.
Did you sneak out of the house with the girl, Noah?
Water.
It says water. Did Caleb Newton kill Noah? Did Jack kill Noah? Who else?
This motherfucking thing just said Travis. Okay, let me tell y'all about Travis. Travis is the one who is wearing the weird ass printed shirt, okay, that lied about being at the party in the first place, okay. But according to Caden, on Saturday night, he woke up late at night and seen Travis and Colton, which is Jack's brother, and this is Jack's brother's friend, coming in and stealing the rest of Jack's beer and running back out with it, okay. But also now, since this has all went down, Travis allegedly was actually at the party that night and for whatever reason felt the need to say that he wasn't and had his girlfriend lie for him and say that he had an alibi that he was with her that night when really he wasn't. He was with Colton, which ultimately was at the party, allegedly. So, in some form or fashion, that he felt the need to have an alibi about that doesn't exist, a fake alibi, okay? Then after this, about 2 weeks later, he gives the private investigator, who y'all know how I feel about fucking Kathy Bingham, her fucking sketchy ass. Well, he gives her a receipt from Taco Bell at the same time 2 weeks later and says he's clear because he was at Taco Bell 2 weeks after this happened at like 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, maybe 4 in the morning, regardless, 2 weeks later. And that cleared him as being a suspicious person of character or being involved. Or now tell me that's not bizarre and listen to this some more. Allegedly.
Birdie. Water.
It says water.
Oh.
Did Caleb Newton kill Noah?
What?
Did Jack kill Noah?
Yeah.
Who else killed Noah?
People. Ready.
Ready. Give me other names, please, of people who killed Noah. Is there evidence on her truck? What do you want to say?
S in her truck. Stevie in her truck. I think she was in one of, I think her and her boo thing were in one of their crude haulers. And I'll guess who else just so happens to have trucks hauling, that haul farming equipment or oil or other things. Bub. Bub has drivers too, so keep that in mind. Bub also has access to the volunteer fire department and their equipment, their staff, and whoever else he's got on standby. But listen to what it says next.
Say, Noah.
Galaxy.
Galaxy. Is this a Samsung Galaxy? Are you talking about technology? Let's see. What do you want to say to Jasmine? Who are the neighbours that you talk about? Was Bub there? Did any
It said Sarah. Sarah. Really? Hold on, I want to look. Let's see. Hmm. Okay, is that a tree? Unless here? Interesting. What about over here where he was found? Is that a tree? Huh. Wonder if it's one of these trees by the tracks. Or that. You know what? That's definitely something. Ooh, what is that? It's definitely something I'm gonna look into. Ew.
Any adults see or contribute to your death?
Told.
So, in other words, Bub was told about.
I don't think that said told truck. I think that said sold truck. Okay, let me look.
What happened to you after the fact, was it? Does Bub know the truth of what happened to you, Noah, and who did it? Was Stevie there at the party?
Unite.
Unite. In other words, the adults were uniting together to cover it up, were they? Did Jack trip you over? Was there two tripping you over? You've mentioned a few times, don't hurt her. Who's her?
Touch.
Touch. Okay, it says touch. Was there somebody inappropriately touching a girl? You told me you were in the truck with Carter. Is that true?
Ready.
It says ready again. Did Avery have anything to do with your death? Did Avery know what was going on? Did Jack kill you?
Heart.
It says part. Did your best friend put his hands on you? Did he hit you with a golf club or a metal bar? Who hurt you with the metal thing? Who do you blame the most? Did a girl start this? You said it started with a girl.
Chief.
This says chief. Wow, it just said Jack again. Who's the chief?
Cash? Bub? Chief? Come on.
So there's a big cover-up going on, huh? Can you tell me who the chief is involved in Noah's case that's involved in the cover-up? Chief of what?
Is a degree.
If Noah's here, what would he like to say about what happened to him?
Dentists hate when you do this, but they can't stop you. This new $100.
And is a red. Cool couple. Yeah. Happened. You go see.
What do you want to say to Jack?
Think I made it? Faith. Oh
Were you ran over by a vehicle?
no. Fences.
Do you know how you died, Noah? What did they do?
To get ready for.
What did they do to you? Who did you sneak off with? Was a vehicle used on you?
It's about threat.
Who threatened you?
I will be.
Did any of the people that picked you up and took you back to the party have anything to do with your death?
Difference.
All live there. That is Avery, Carter, and Logan who all live at the house. So,
Why did no one give you a lift home?
Actually sick.
Were you feeling
he was at the tree sick. So he was at that tree right before the tracks, getting sick when they ran up on him. Either on that ATV or in Jack's truck. But I think it was Jack's truck. That's why he got rid of it. I don't know. He got rid of the ATV too, so it's possible.
Sick?
Back to the phone. Those are the hate book.
What were you fighting with Jack over?
Days or plastic.
Why was he angry at you?
I swear to God, I heard pasture.
Why was he jealous of you? Was it just a prank that you and Carter ran off into the truck, knowing that Jack would be angry? Were you just mucking around trying to get a rise out of him? Was that the trick? Or the bet? Was this something you just wanted to do because you liked Carter? Was this a prank that you and Carter were pulling on Jack with Jasmine's help?
I'm saying.
Or were you sneaking out with Carter behind Jack's back because you liked Carter? Were you trying to get payback on Jack because he apparently had cheated with one of your girlfriends?
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of a tit for tat, like you stole my girl, I'll steal your girl? Did you think that you were sneaking off with Carter, just genuinely, both of you, hiding? Did she betray you? Was she and Jasmine in on this trick and then went and told Jack? Like, what happened? Did they find it funny that Jack would get angry about it?
Talking.
Who told him?
One of his sons.
In dark. That's
Oh, God, we're talking about the bet again. So the whole thing with you being with Carter at the truck, someone bet around that, did they? Made a bet. Because you said they lied to you in the last session.
Or, I don't think Jack and Carter were necessarily established at that time. I think they were still like talking, they weren't at that phase, like they hadn't made it official yet. So what if, and this is just hypothetically, this literally just popped in my head. Like, what if Noah and Jack were like competing to get Carter, and it was a bet, like I bet you she'll choose me, or I'll bet you I'll hit it first, or something along those lines, like what boys will say. And clearly, I think Noah was winning. And what if that pissed Jack off? And what if Jack really did catch them, like in the act, or kissing, or doing something? No, I haven't yet. I haven't got that far yet. But what if that was the bet? Was, oh, I bet I could get her first. And what if Noah was winning? And what if Jack was a sore loser? And what if had Noah had no motivation to be like, oh, I bet you I could get her first or steal your girl, because Jack was a little twat waffle and slept with his girlfriend and lied about it. So he's like, watch this. Oh, you think this your girl? Watch this. She ain't your girl. Right. It's just a thought, hypothetically.
Who lied to you?
wow. The police. I'm sorry.
Which girls were causing trouble? Did you get tricked to go meet up with the girl? Who tricked you?
Rose.
Noah says that he was tricked, lied to, and was set up. Who did it?
Is the story go?
His hat. Again, I feel like his hat like plays a more role. I think that Jack made that text about the hat to his dad to make a paper trail or something, but I think also that was a way of him telling his dad, like, oh crap, his hat. Like he forgot his hat. like something about the hat. Like I feel like we should be paying more attention to where that hat ended up, and it would be more. Mm, it's a clue of some sort.
Who killed Noah, please?
And if you boys no more
Was this over a girl?
big.
Have the kids been paid off to keep quiet? Have they been threatened to keep quiet? Is there police corruption in this? Did Jack pass the polygraph test?
Pollution.
What did Jack do to you, Noah?
Oh, we were behind. Well, you know.
Did he run you over with his truck? Did someone else run you over with a truck?
But
We're going to keep fighting for your justice and for answers.
Hey, check this out. So I stopped buying random lotto tickets and started doing this instead. You've probably heard that.
He's speaking up.
Did he just say glad he's speaking up or something? Is someone stepping forward now, Noah, and talking the truth? What do you want to say about Jack's interview with Partners in Crime? He said that you walked away from the house and that Logan was the last one to see you walking towards the highway. Is that correct? Did Logan see you walk away from the house like Jack says? Who was the last person to actually see you alive? Did you have a fight with Avery? Did you have a fight with her? Did she threaten to kill you? Did she kill you? Allegedly?
yeah.
What do you want to say to Jack?
Keep it.
Is Jack covering for somebody else? Was he just a witness to what happened to you? Or did he actually do this to you?
Next step at the funeral.
Do the sisters Carter and Avery know what happened to you?
Under this.
Was there a man with you when you were dying?
None of us want.
Were any of the girls taking part in your death? Did they see what happened to you, Noah?
If that
Killed you. Which girl were you with or that you liked? What was her name?
I think it felt good.
Were you trying to get back at Jack and flirt with Carter to make him mad? Is that what you were doing? Did Avery put her hands on you or get someone else to?
Us.
Did Mikey know what happened to you? You told me Jack did this to you. Are you sure about it? Which girl did it start with? Because you said this started with the girl.
His truck.
Were you in his truck with the girl?
Me fool. No,
Were you beaten up? Why did they kill you? What's her name? Were you fighting with Jack over a girl? Did this cause your death?
God bad.
Okay, Noah, what do you want to say to Jack? Is Jack innocent?
I fixed this. It's me.
Who do you blame for your death, Noah?
No, her.
Do you blame a girl? Which girl?
He's being told up. He's strong.
Who laid their hands on you or used a weapon on you to kill you? Who did that?
God bad.
You got mad and then what happened? You told me there was a beer pong tournament or some kind of tournament and then there was a fight. Did a girl participate in your death? Is Carter innocent in this? When you were deceased on the highway, Noah, at 5 a.m., where was Jack?
Visit.
Who put your body on the highway?
Errol Jackson.
Who was the last person you engaged with that you knew was in your presence?
Stevie.
Oh my God. Okay. That just gave me the chills, man.
Chain.
Why are you talking about Stevie, Noah? Was she there that night? Were you with her?
He does. Sunny morning. 27.
Who killed you? Who killed you, please? Were you caught with a female?
They're recording it.
Were you with a female? And did that get someone angry? Did Jack kill you?
Tough van.
Whose truck? Who were you caught with? You said you were caught with the girl. Who, or a female? Who was it?
It brings it all back.
Is it true that you got with Logan on the Saturday night?
Anchor. We can't.
Why do you think Jack's lying? His stories are very different each time. Why do you think that is?
Or whether it's not.
Please tell me, Noah, who did this to you?
Any lie. Question.
Holy shit. Why are you talking about Stevie in this one and saying question her and wow, like this is really interesting. What does Stevie know?
We can
Have you got other victims there with you, Noah? Are you with somebody on the other side?
If you don't want to open your third eye, then don't watch this video. This method isn't for everyone. If experiencing what it's like to have an open eye sounds interesting, then you are really going to like this. This recently leaked 30-second method is so powerful at activating the pineal third eye that a few elite individuals have kept it under wraps for centuries. But now the information is out, and people across the world are using it to manifest everything they desire in a very short amount of time. Did you know that every night, in the quiet hours between 10 p.m. and 3 a.m., something extraordinary happens within you? The pineal center in your brain, often referred to as the mystical third eye, awakens to its full potential, releasing crucial hormones for your well-being and internal healing. If you want to discover the real truth about your being and how you're truly connected to the universe through